Hi, I'm Andy Bishop, the only person at the club now that was around when it formed in 1969. Inevitably, after nearly 50 years, dates and names of people as well as important events during that period, I'm not able to recall all of them. The idea of forming the club came from a guy called Richard Thompson, who later managed Almondsbury United for many years. The premise was based on the fact that there were two good years at school teams, and from that he thought he could form an adult side playing football. So he got them together and we went into the third division of the regional league in 1969, and we got promotion the first 2 years, but rather than go to the Division 1 we applied to the Suburban League and ended up in Division 5. From there, many years of promotions, and the first year in the Suburban League we not only won the primary cup, but we also finished runners up to get promotion. It was, I think, during that year that we also had a youth team, an under 13s that applied to be part of the club, and that was accepted, and they went on to beat Timsbury, who had been unbeaten all season in the league and cup, and they beat them 1-0 in the final at Twerton Park, which was a fantastic year for the club, even though in those early days it was very much a junior club. Promotion was obtained over the years, and the youth team eventually formed our reserve team, and that's when Mike Hoffman came on the scene and was a stalwart of the club for many years. We've had some real good characters over the years running and helping out the team. Paul Fox and Phil Redman, Andy Alsop, who played in that youth team that referred back to. He was a really hard worker for the club. Then we had the Ford brothers, and a good side in the 80s, and we were going along quite well. We eventually reached what was the old senior Suburban, that later became Premier Suburbans 1 and 2, and we did a bit of yo-yo with that. Paul Fox did really well with us, nearly got us promotion to the County League. But then we had an offer, and again it came back, funnily enough, through Richard Thompson, who was involved at the Almondsbury complex, and they asked him to invite us to put an application in to join Almondsbury, which we did, and hence we were then at Almondsbury Football Club. I was there about then 4 or 5 years, after which time I had various positions, treasurer, I even ran the first team for a while, and eventually I became chairman, but I decided to give it a break, and I left the club for a while, quite a few years actually, and the club had the glory years then of winning the Suburban League Championship and the County League. And then when they got in the Western League, I decided, perhaps I ought to give them some support again, and I went back and have been with them ever since. And I think that's really the brief history of how my involvement with the club has been. But it's been fantastic. I'm still really supporting them now. the youth setup formed again in more recent years, and that meant that we had surplus of players, so we managed to form a third team, and then we got involvement with the UWE. But Chris Scholes was involved in the club, and he had access to ladies, and the idea was formed to form this ladies side. I don't know the full details of how it was, but we ran quite a successful ladies side, attracted players from Stoke Lane who were quite a successful ladies team in the years, more recent years, and they've done, they've had quite a fair amount of success with different promotions coming up from the Gloucester County League into the South West League, and coming and starting again and getting success again. So it's all been good.
Right, guys, we're going to do it again, but just pick someone at random. Someone else.
Keep going, lean forward, both push. Doing really well. Best one
Go,
yet.
go,
Keep
go,
going.
go.
Nearly there. Perfect. Yes.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Oh, well done.
I can't get up fast enough.
Quick, there's a shark coming!
I can't do it. I want us all to gel together. I think, yeah, that's really important. No, can we do this again?
Floss!
One day you see a strange little girl wearing blue. She'd run to the town one day, leaving home and her country fair. Just beware when you're there.
Right, Emma, you're up.
Strange little girl. She didn't know how to live in a town that was rough. It didn't take
I've played football for over 25 years and I've played the last 5 seasons with Almondsbury since the club formed. At the time I began playing for Almondsbury, I think I was playing more out of habit than anything else, and I think Almondsbury helped me find that enjoyment in the game again. At Almondsbury we play a competitive football, and we aim to improve our own footballing skills whilst maintaining a good team ethic, and also have fun whilst doing so, which is the main thing really, because if you don't enjoy playing, then what really is the point? The team's changed a lot over the years. We've had a lot of new players, but I think that the key concepts within the team have still remained, and they're always something that would be at the centre of the club. So if you're looking for a new team to play for, then I definitely would recommend giving Almondsbury a try.
Brr, it's cold in here. There must be some berries in the atmosphere. I said, go, 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 score some goals. Go, 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 score some goals.
Now that was around when it formed in 1969.